Hello Scorpio, welcome to your reading, guys. We're going to be looking at your current and future energy. I'm going to do that with my Archetype decks and my Energy Oracle deck. I am getting, I was just kind of sitting in silence just before I was going to turn the camera on, trying to focus on your energy. And I kept getting them, I kept hearing. It's really weird because often, like how I receive messages is kind of visual, but I kept hearing run ragged, running ragged. So I feel like maybe some of you have been really busy with a lot of responsibility lately, or a lot of different things that you've needed to tackle or handle in life, things that just needed to be dealt with almost. Like, it just feels like it's not even stuff that you can put off, but you've really had to get it done, and you're feeling kind of run down, run ragged. So let's see where that goes. I feel like that's coming to an end though. Like, I'm trying to kind of pull in the why am I telling it? Because if you know that, you know, and I'm telling you that, I'm like, well, great, Cindy, tell us something we don't know. So I feel like that's, you're kind of coming to the end of that cycle. Okay. Ooh, wow, that is an interesting connection. Okay, I only have to say it because, the Maiden came out. You don't have to go there. I'm not saying this. So I know some people get upset when I reference another zodiac sign that I've done. The reason I reference it is not that, oh, you should go watch that, or this is definitely the person from your past. That's not why I reference it at all. Because to read tarot and to read oracle cards, they come out because Spirit, the universe, whoever is providing the card for me, my deeper self, your deeper self, knows how I'm going to recognize it. And a lot of times I'm going to recognize the card based on something that just came out recently about it. It doesn't always happen like that, but this one does. So the extended for Libra was the Maiden. And then the Trifecta of Maiden, Mother, and Crone. And here you have Mother, and it's so weird. I feel like you've been mothering a lot. And this is perhaps why you are run ragged. There's a lot of people, or at least one individual in particular, that requires a lot of your attention. Nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. There's new projects around you too. New projects or things around you are changing in a way that they're becoming new because the energy is shifting. So it's going to be a new way to look at it. And even this is juggling that. Like, being able to adjust to how this situation or circumstance or person is changing. This is really coming through quite strong. I feel like it's also about empowering, very empowering. Now this, whether you're male or female, you can look at this card in terms of your cycle of life, and even your cycle within different relationships and groups. And the Maiden can be very innocent and maybe even a bit naive. I like to look at it as having an awful lot of power because it's youth, it's energized, it's at its peak, right? Like really at its peak. But then when you get to the Mother, you know better. You know better. You have a much greater stability. But there is this run ragged, right? I don't get that with the Maiden. Because the Maiden is free and fancy free. What is that? Happy and fancy free. Whatever that term is. The Maiden is like that. Where the Mother has responsibility. So you are taking on a lot of responsibility for this. You guys had a reading like this a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, where it felt like you were really providing nurturance and a lot of love to others around you. And it was running you, like, I don't know if I use the term running you ragged, but it might be a little bit here. It might be a little bit here. Okay, so what is your future archetypal energy? What is the future? Oh. I want to see what card comes out. No, I'm going to tell you what. I saw the Maiden come out. I don't think that's represented in this deck. I'm not sure. But I saw the Maiden come out. And I thought, well, how did that happen? But then I saw whatever this is being released somehow from the run ragged energy. Like almost reclaiming the energy of the Maiden. Not going backwards in your emotional or spiritual evolution, but something being released for you. Oh, the child orphan. Independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. Yeah. See, there is no Maiden card, but see like that's what I said. I feel like you're in right now, you're in something that's really like you're really responsible for something, for someone. I mean, what does a mother do? What did our mothers do? I mean, a mother that's in good energy, a mother that's, you know, psychologically balanced, emotionally balanced for the most part. Mothers, every mother is, my son says, Mom, you're a little crazy. I said, every mother is crazy. You know what? Women don't become crazy until they become mothers, and then you make us crazy. So there's a little bit there, but I do want to say this, whatever this is somehow in some way being released to you in the future. I want to say though, I don't know that you're going to be completely comfortable with it. I think you're going to miss this energy. I'm being drawn to the shadow attribute on this card, and it's really kind of the first time this week. I said I wouldn't, I wasn't really going to look at it unless I was drawn, and I'm being drawn to it because I see it, I see this reading that's coming out to help you. Okay, you know, if you've been so busy doing something, this could be looking after other people. It could even be for you, maybe it's a child and they're going to move away, they're going to get a job. Looking after, I don't know, looking after someone who's elderly and not well. There's definitely something like that going on here. And you've been so absorbed in that when this is released for you, you feel lost. Even though I'm getting like a well-needed, look at how the sun is starting to come through, all the sun is shining down on this reading. It's almost like heaven is opening up. I feel like heaven is opening up. And just saying to you, like the shadow attribute, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Feeling that stifles maturation. See, that almost feels like the maiden again, becoming the maiden again. But you have all of the maturity and stability to continue to be the mother. And I feel like what the universe is setting up for you is for you to mother yourself. Looking forward, when this energy is removed for you, and again, it's not, it could be a shift too. Could also be a shift in something where, you know, you have a friend or someone who's been very dependent on you for help or guidance or just being a shoulder to cry on. And then they kind of get through it and they're good again and they're kind of learning to walk on their own a bit and they don't need you so much. And you feel a little lost thinking, oh, well, what am I going to do with my time now? But I feel like the universe is setting you up in the future to look after you, to mother you. But there could be a sense of feeling a little bit lost in having that time. The light attribute is independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. You may have been so busy providing some sort of love, guidance, help, all the things that mothers might do, providing that you really haven't had much time to think about your life, because that's what, conquering the fear of surviving. You can survive beyond whatever this is. I too feeling, Scorpio, like you have, whatever this is that you're in right now, you have a very, very, very strong connection to it. A very strong emotional connection. It in some ways, it feels like it is part of your identity. It feels a bit like it's part of your identity, right? And coming into this orphan, well, what does your identity become in the future? I'm pulling out energy oracle decks. Oh, this is interesting, because this reading is really different from anything I've done all week, and I've been using the Wild Unknown Tarot when we get to the tarot part. This is a deck I was called to put the Wild Unknown away and pull this out for you. I have not used it in a dog's age. Let's see what this, before we get there, though I just find it interesting that I was compelled to do that. And I'm feeling a very, very different energy in this reading. So, the current. Energy oracle card for the current. Cornucopia. See? This is something, and I read this as currently you're in something that feels, it's very familiar, you feel really comfortable in it, even though it's running you ragged. Even though it's running you ragged. And I feel also you're invested in it so emotionally, like this is a big part of you. That it's almost as if if it runs me ragged, that's a small sacrifice to pay for what this is for you. You feel very abundant in this energy. You feel very needed too. It satisfies a deeper human aspect of you to have something to give to others, which is very important. To say to feel needed, it is important to feel that we provide something to others, that we can provide a part of ourselves. That's the human experience here. Now, in the future card. Oh, there's two. Oh. We have, okay, right, the orphan with indecision and goddess of the moon. See? It's like a new path, but which way do you go? There's definitely a big switch, I feel here. For whoever's resonating with this, there's a big change coming to you in the future. You're being released of something that I want to say, somehow deep down inside, you know you need to release this. If it feels like, it could be a relationship, like it could be a marriage, but if you know it's toxic as all, it's but you still in some way cling to it because it's the familiar. It's something that you've identified yourself in. But you know, whatever this is, you know deep down that it can't stay this way, is what I want to say. It can't stay this way. And the universe is kind of somehow sort of correcting it now. So, and there you find yourself on this path. There you find yourself on this path and which way to go. And in that decision, we have the goddess of the moon. Your intuition is really the way to follow. You're going to need to use your intuition. Scorpio, you're going to know. I want to say that you're going to know. You may question, you may even question what you feel yourself pulled to do or the direction to go in, because it might be so different from what you've been and what you've been doing. But your deeper self is going to know here. What an interesting reading, guys. Very interesting. Look at that. Attachment is at the bottom. Yeah, there's something here for sure that's in your life now. And it very much is a part of you. Like it's almost, I'm picturing, you know, like woven mats or a basket that's woven. Like this is something that's woven, you're woven into this. So it creates your identity, right? But when something else is pulled out of the basket, it is no longer a basket. So the identity changes. And that's what's happening over here in the future. Okay, let's get into the tarot. Because I'm going to ask in this reading for the current, I'm going to ask, what have you been working on? What have you been healing? And what is blossoming? What is starting to blossom for you? And then in the future, what will you finish working on? What will be healed? And what will be ready for you to harvest? I'm feeling too with the cornucopia card, I'm hearing it's almost like you're not going to not have cornucopia, but what that represents and what that is to you. Like maybe your basket is soon to become a hat. It's like just somehow being woven into something different based on some sort of changing responsibility that also in a way has to do with how you identify yourself. Oh, this deck shuffle's so nice. Look at that. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, you see, so what you've been blossoming here, the cards, I'm going to show you everything in a minute, but right now I'm being drawn to this, is the Seven of Pentacles. So what's blossoming is, and I feel this, like, this isn't something that's going to be completely unexpected to you. I really do feel like you're sensing this. You're kind of in a way, if you haven't actively been creating a plan for whatever this change is going to be in your life, you've definitely been thinking about it, and it's in the back of your mind. It's starting to blossom. Like, I'm not getting tower moment energy here. So I also don't want to freak anyone out, like, whoa, what is it? Like, no, it doesn't, it's not, if this is resonating, it's something that you kind of know is coming, or you know some sort of a change is coming. Oh my gosh, the energy that's coming off this card is amazing. Wow. A lot of emotion. I haven't been hit with a card like that in a long time on this channel. Like doing a general reading. For what you will finish working on, I got the Six of Cups. I'll get into that in a minute. I need a second. That was like, wow. What will be ready to harvest? The Queen of Pentacles. I'm telling you, you are still this person. Like, you are still this, because there it is. But it's another version of you somehow. This is a really beautiful reading in such an unusual way. Okay, what have you been working on? We have the Eight of Wands. You have been working on movement here. You have been working on communication, but you have been in some way run ragged, or there's some sort of responsibility that keeps you from really moving this, but you've been working on it in your own little way here, Scorpio. You've been working on it, whether it's late at night, early in the morning, through your dreams. You have. And look at this card. For what you've been healing is the Six of Pentacles. Because I feel like you don't have the Six of Pentacles right now. I feel like there isn't an equal give and take. And maybe there can't be. I don't know. I'm feeling like, because can there be an equal give and take here? No, of course not. Like, the mother has to look after the infant. I mean, just, hey kid, you're 6 months old now. Why don't you get a job and start feeding yourself, huh? No. I feel that, like there's something that you're doing. I mean, honestly, it feels like you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. And you've been healing this, recognizing the equal give and take too. When it is time to give and when it is time to receive. You've been giving a lot. What is starting to blossom is the Seven of Pentacles. I already talked about this, that you are. I really feel like presently you are in awareness of a shift, of a change coming for you. And you are thinking about a strategy for yourself moving forward. Thinking about what seeds you want to plant in the future. Knowing that there is a change coming, right? Because you've had this before. You have this now. There's some sort of shift coming. And what it's almost like what you want to do is, okay, like maybe this field. Look at it in a very metaphorical way. This field here, this land needs to rest. I can't have my cornucopia here. I need to move it 3 plots over. So how do I do that? I'm going to move it 3 plots over. Do I get the same sun over there? Will I get the same amount of rain? Is it really windy? What crops are going to go really well there? Because I'm going to have cornucopia over here, but I have to make a plan to do that. That's what I really feel like here. You really have to make a plan to do that. In the future, what will you finish working on? The Six of Cups. You know, and it came through, whatever this is, it is a deep soulmate connection here. And maybe you've been working on it a lot. Not maybe, it's coming out in the cards that you have. You've been working on it a lot. And this could be a child. I'm getting it as a child, it's a spouse, it's a friend. Someone who's needed you. But the time is coming where they won't need you anymore. But you have put the work in on this. I really feel like you have. And because it's the Six of Cups, even if somehow this person doesn't need you, even if it's for a season, you've been in a season where this person has needed you, if for whatever reason this person doesn't need you, in some way though it's good. Because it allows you to focus on you. And the Six of Cups, I want to say, whether through life, death, travel, separate, whatever that is, it always comes back again. It always comes back again. What will be healed is the Ace of Cups, your new beginning, your feelings and emotions again. I feel like they're a little bit burdened over here. Well, there's no cups. There's no cups that came out over here, and you're a cup. You're a cup, Scorpio. So I feel, yeah, your feelings and your emotions will be healed again. I'm hearing your cup runneth over. And maybe you don't fully see how that's possible. Your cornucopia will be shifting more to an emotional fulfillment. An emotional fulfillment and a gratification and stability here. Because what will be ready to harvest is the Queen of Pentacles. You are going to have a little more time for you somehow. But it's okay. You're going to work through this. I do feel like there's an emotional shift for you, definitely. You're going to feel, with the Orphan, you are going to feel some sort of loss moving into the future when this shifts for you. But just remember, everything happens in its time. We're in and out of different seasons. And it feels very much like a very empowering point to you in the future. But you will have a point of indecision. I think the real thing to take from this reading is whenever this shift happens for you, it feels to me like there's 2 possibilities of where you can go. It's almost like you've been going down this path with wherever you are right now currently in the present. And you are approaching the fork in the road. That's what's happening. There's a cycle here that's kind of coming into completion. This cycle has a lot to do with how you see yourself, and you're coming to the fork in the road. And you're going to be indecisive a bit there. How will I go? I am really getting that, you know, intuitive you, Scorpio, if you were perhaps maybe not feeling so ragged and run down, if you were perhaps not so much carrying the weight of the mother energy and more of the maiden, you would know right away which way to go. You wouldn't hesitate. Think about that energy. Think about that maiden inside all of us. That young, youthful person who comes out of college or university and says, I'm going to travel the world, or I'm going to, like, there's something, you're going to hesitate on this choice because you're a little bit basing which way to go in the choice on who you just came out being, who you've been for so long. And your deeper self is going to tell you, you know what to do. You know what to do. I really feel that. That's really, I think, the thing to really take from this. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. That was I want to know what it's at the bottom. Oh, the attachment. That's what it was at the bottom. I'm gonna go do the extended Scorpio. See what sits between your current and your future. Really, really a beautiful reading. And I feel I had to give a shout of love to Libra. I feel like you guys need like a shout of love too. Like you've been giving a lot of yourself. So thank you so much, Scorpio. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.